welcome, it's Hannah here. Today we're going to work through just a little bit of a neck and shoulder release. I've chosen to sit up on top of something. You might choose to even sit in a chair or try to give a couple of different options, or you might also prop yourself onto the ground just like I am. So if you're that computer warrior, or maybe you're just driving a lot, or perhaps you've just woken up with a cranky neck, then hopefully this is the one for you. So let's begin by just bringing ourselves into this space. Perhaps you're comfortable closing down the eyes or transition the gaze nice, low and easy. I've placed hands facing down on the legs there. Take a long and lengthy inhale and imagine your spine lengthening up, crown of head, trying to lift upwards. And then just soften, find a little ease in the spine as you exhale through the mouth. Maybe again you imagine that the crown of the head is just gently pulling you upwards, lengthening the spine. Open the mouth, let the breath go, and just relax the muscles of the spine. You're not moving a whole lot, but there is a little gentle sway perhaps happening, or just moving with the breath there. Maybe two more of those, just feeling into spaciousness with your breath. And if you've got the eyes closed, you might go ahead now and just open the eyes. If you're seated, widen the knees, sit yourself quite far back, or if you're comfortable, sit quite far forwards, but feet really firm and also under your knees. And we're going to just gently forward fold here. And I'm going to let my head be nice and heavy. For me, I'm able to drop down onto the forearms. You might prop yourself on your forearms on your knees if you are seated. And I'm going to encourage the head to hang, and I'm going to encourage a little sort of lull side to side with the shoulders and the head. Maybe even a few little oscillations or gentle yes, no sign through the head. Take one more round of breath, empty through the mouth, let your head get really heavy, and then slowly start to unravel, slowly making your way upright. From here, reach the arms up, inhale, and then exhale, lower the hands. And we're going to encourage a bit of a rounding and arching through the spine. So you're going to open the heart up, tilt the sit bones back behind, and then exhale, round the back. Again, inhale, and rise up, and exhale. Just getting a little bit of movement, a little bit of heat moving into the body, the muscles, the veins. One more. Keep your right hand lifted, lowering it to the outside edge of, so both hands rise. So sorry. And then lower your right hand to the outside edge of the left side of the head. And then I'm going to lower the left arm and let it reach away as I drop the head down the opposite way. So if you're sat, you might hold on gently to the edge of the chair if that's easy, or just let that arm relax down. That's the left arm reaching away. And I'm not pushing or shoving, I'm just sort of easing the neck in here and seeing if that left shoulder will peel away from the ear a little bit further. And you might explore a little head tilt. Maybe you turn the head in a particular direction that just sort of feels really juicy for you in terms of sensation. It could be that tucking the chin in a little closer or turning the nose up kind of works for you. And then head back to center, lower the fingers out to the side. Raise the arms up, inhale. All right, keep the arms reaching up. This time, lower your left hand to the outside edge of right side of the head, and then as you drop the head away towards the left side, lower your right hand down and away, the opposite direction. And again, just feeling into a shape that feels really juicy for the neck and that shoulder through the right side. Notice if you're kind of overarching. I noticed that I did this. This might be just in my body, but just notice if you're kind of really collapsing through the spine or over straightening the spine. When we over straighten, we tend to actually exaggerate the curves of the spine, which is what I was doing. So just try to keep something somewhat neutral with the spine and easy. You might find a little tilt of the nose, the chin that just works and finds a sweet spot for you to pause through the pull of the neck and the shoulder on the right side. And then slowly go ahead and soften down. If you're sat, you're going to cross your left leg over the top of the right. If you are seated, bring your feet out in front of you and just lean the hands back behind you. So if you're sat in a chair, left leg over the top of the right, and you're going to take a little twist towards, so if you've got left leg over the right, you'll take a twist the opposite direction towards the left side. And you can use a grip on the chair if you'd like. You could even use the back of the chair to help guide you. If you're on the floor, you're going to drop the knees down towards the right side, and let's turn the head towards the left side. And I'm going to pause here. And again, try to find a sweet spot with where you want to turn your nose. Position the hands behind you, just where you feel comfortable with the turn of the fingers. You do not have to have the knees touching the ground, so it could be that you even balance one knee on top of ankle. So if you were to see me from the side, take 2 more breaths. And then slowly come back to neutral, to center. And again, let's go for a forward fold. So if you're sat in a chair, gently leaning forwards, those of us seated on the ground, feet a good hip width in front, and just let yourself tumble over the thighs, the legs. And then we'll go for the twist on the other side. So if you're sat on a chair, right leg over the left this time, twisting towards the left side. If we're on the ground, you're just going the opposite direction to where you were. Let the knees drop down towards your left side. Maybe you balance the back knee on top of the front ankle, or if it's comfy enough, you can let it drop to the earth. Position the hands behind you just so that they are as comfortable as they can be. Turning fingers back or slightly out is fine. And then take the head, or the gaze, the opposite direction to where the knees head. You might choose to close the eyes. And just notice if you're kind of sinking here, maybe you can lift the heart a little bit, but I'm not trying to overarch here. Last breath. And then slowly bring those feet back to center, legs uncrossed. One more time, we're going to take that bow. So I'm just letting myself drape forwards. For me on the ground, I've got the feet a good hip width apart, maybe even as wide as your mat. If you don't have a mat, just imagine the width of the mat there.
If you feel like you could, this time you might even interlace the fingers behind the back of the head and just really gently add a little extra sensation there. It might be that there's too much feedback, so go back to letting go of the hands. But perhaps that's going to add something that adds a little juicy flavor that you enjoy here. And I'm going to take about 3 more breaths. You might notice that you really gently ease in deeper without trying too hard. And then slowly rolling up. And just come to sit again in a comfy shape. Maybe you'd like to, at this point, bring hands into heart space. Maybe one hand on top of the heart. Eyes are closed or gently lowered of the gaze. 3 more breaths just to yourself. This moment is yours. Thank you for joining our neck and shoulder release little yoga snack for today.